Hello and welcome to the 26th of February here in Australia. It's a Monday and we're on the countdown to the last few days of summer. Hurrah! Look, I love summer, don't get me wrong. But oh boy, do I get over it by this time of the year. Today we are looking at a very interesting website, and it's curious because I do a number of things. One of the weird things I do is that I am actually a Reiki master and intuitive healer and an animal communicator. And I've just come off doing my weekly readings from the animals kingdom. And here I come across my next thing to do, which is looking in with my digital marketer's hat on, looking at this website, which has beautiful energy. This top, the first image here has really wonderful calming energy, and I'm just setting it up so I can have a look at the mobile. But let's just stay on the desktop for the moment. Really lovely calming energy about it. It just sort of feels right. When I came and sat in here, I went, oh, that feels good. And that's what you want initially from your viewers. You want them to feel good. You want them to feel something very positive coming out of their initial few seconds of being on your website. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. You can be selling $2 widgets, but it's really particularly important in these sorts of businesses. You want people to stay. It's got an interesting pathway to your journey was sort of the words that came into my head. I'm sorry, I'm still in psychic mode. So find your new path to wellness. This wellness, the wellness is not quite showing as well as I would like. And I think wellness is a very important word there within that statement. So I'd probably look at changing the color of that a bit more so it's not disappearing into the mist. Using a sticky header with the image going right up behind it. Lovely, really, really classy, really classy. So it's already giving me a very luxe feel. Ignited by nature. It's a good story going on here. Personalized journey. And the colors, so the colors are all very good. This sort of gray is picking up the misty sort of color. These sort of greens are picking up the sort of the greens of nature. And even the background image that's used here sort of makes me feel like nature. So we are dedicated to bringing awareness of healing through the inner connection of mind, body, and soul. I would drop the we, and I would put dedicated to bringing awareness of healing through the inner connection of mind, body, and soul, because that immediately changes the tense from what you're doing to what I need, without saying you need. And the we are, it's like there's a little few too many words in there. A personalized journey, that all looks good. It's a very hands-on photo. Innovative treatments for health. And already I'm sitting here thinking, where is this place? How do I book? Common of specialized practitioners' vision on how to find wellness services and experience. Cohesive and calming environment. The stories making sense for me. The stories being very consistent right through everything you're going. Traditional progressive therapies and services, massage, infrared sauna, energy healing, natural detoxification, counselling classes, community events, provided perspectives on alternative medicine. We invite you to begin your personal wellness journey at our Pittsford Wellness Centre. Shame, sounds like it's overseas. Book now, where does that go to? Goes to, it doesn't seem to be working. That was very slow getting over there. Incredibly slow, and that's not just because I'm streaming. Okay, it eventually came up. Yeah, it's a shame it's overseas. Damn. That would be good, but it's a little slow coming up. So I'll be running a speed check over this and finding out why it's slow coming up. The other thing is it's gone to a book your appointment online or call us, that's fine, but it's gone to like a confusing array of things. When I'm confronted by a client that does lots and lots of different things, I try and divide them up, and I try and have them so that it opens with the accordion. This is an accordion. Opens with the accordion closed rather than the accordion open, so that my mind's not automatically going, oh my God, I can't think about any of these. It's too many. This looks to be not just a booking app. This is a full-on sort of like services app. It's better. So it's better when it's looking like that. I just don't know whether I'd put the services up here like this. Add to cart, book now. Like, I want to know. I probably want to know more. But so I'd pick the top services. Let's see if they're actually on the website. It's taking me a little too fast to booking. This is better. But there's no booking links on this. So if that's where I've ended up, because the rest is all too overwhelming, and I've read more about it, okay, that's what I wanted. Then I want a call to action here to take me through to the booking that service, not being able to book everything, to be able to book just that one. And the copy's a little bit blocky, a little bit too much paragraphs. So on I'm telling you now, on mobile, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. Energy beds. There's a lot of content on here. I'd also be doing, because there is so much content and you're potentially going to be dealing with people who are in overwhelm, I would be doing a Facebook chat widget, because people will just get it here and go, I'm lost. And you're going to be able to give more personalized service if you've got a chat widget going on. Because then you can direct people into what are you feeling, what are you needing, rather than what service we do. And then you know, people will start to talk to you, and then say, okay, so you need this and this or this. Massage, strong connections. Probably this copy probably needs a bit of an edit to be a bit more reader focused rather than what you do focused. See, that one's good, and so I'd actually have that much higher up. Promote, so relaxation, lessens tension, relaxing aromatherapy experience, enhanced feeling, positive effects, blah 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 blah. That's particularly good. So book now. If you're interested in doing book your appointment, don't use a hyperlink with text. Use a proper book now button. And I just noticed, particularly on this page, what's on the homepage? There's no privacy policy, there's no copyright, there's no social media, there's no terms and conditions, all of which needs to be on the footer. But this is good. You know, you do need a map style thing when you're an in-person place. Oh, that's up there, but that needs to be in the footer. Yeah, that all looks pretty good in terms of the header. So now I'm curious about what this has been built on. Health and Beauty Business Scheme. Don't know. Type kit is the form. Health and Beauty Business Scheme. It looks like it's been done on one of the health and beauty customized style things. Customized services. So it's not WordPress, it's not Squarespace. It could have one of those as the underlying core. Looks like it's been done on a lot of the business brands. They get pitched a let's build your website on our servers style stuff. That could be what part of the reason why the speed is a bit slow. Indian hosting, Indian hosting, Indian hosting. Interesting. Squarespace hosted US. It was a Squarespace site. Okay, so let's have a look at it on mobile. Energy of this is very good, but very big. United by nature, personalized, dedicated. See how blocky that is? People's eye tends to not want to read something that is that blocky. And these are a little small for me, so it's losing the benefit. It's not using the benefit of bigger things tend to be saying to people, I'm more important and I'm the place you should look first. I'd be inclined to have these as stacked on top of each other on the mobile. Yeah, they're individual blocks. I'd have them stacked with sauna, massage, classes, events. Follow us on social. That's in completely the wrong spot. That just needs to be down here. I want to have a look at one of those services internal pages. Bloody hell. My motorbike just went by outside. Yeah, this is really text heavy, and it would do much better with some bullet points. And there's a lot of, like a third of these words are not going to add anything here. So it's talking too much about what it is, not why you should have it. And yes, I know someone said keep using the name of the business. That doesn't actually help your SEO, because if people know the name of the business, they know the name of your business, and it just adds extra words. This all takes place in. There's about 5 words there that don't need to be there. And so it would be safe, calming space, hour-long sessions, clear the mind, feel more relaxed, balanced, and present. Pick out the key things here and bullet point them. It needs a good copy edit. But overall, it's presenting quite well on mobile. Some of these custom-built things you buy through like buying from, say, a health and wellness business, are sometimes not nearly as good on mobile as you would want them to be, and that's a good thing you need to ask if you are being pitched to, put your website on our custom-built system. The first question you want to ask is, what's it going to look like on mobile? Flexible spaces, numerous rental options. So there's spaces that you could rent out if you wanted somewhere to work as a practitioner, classes and events. There's a lot going on here. Sauna, massage, classes and events. I'm just thinking I probably would flesh out a bit more about, so sauna and massage is pretty self-explanatory, but I'd probably have like a classes and events section down here that said what they are, like just the headings of them. Then if that's sound bath, how does that? Massage, sauna, no, okay. I'd actually put the sound baths out as a separate category. If it was on sort of WooCommerce or even Squarespace, I mean, it would be a collection or a category, because people will Google for sound baths. It's quite an important thing to look for. And yeah, so I mean, there's some really good stuff here in the classes and events. So, but I don't want to have to dig for it. I want to dig for the details once I've decided on which one I want, but I don't want to have to dig for the details off the homepage. So I'd be inclined to make the homepage to just state those down, you know, somewhere here or here. Got a lot of nice, you know, book now calls to action, but they don't have, oh, they have a slight hover effect, but not by much. About us. I tend to, in the alternative healing world, I tend to say to practitioners, bring more of you into your homepage, because it's not always about the modality that they're after. It's about the person offering that, and your energy. If you, and I haven't met a healer yet that hasn't had good energy, but your energy will come across. So I'm saying, come out onto the homepage. A video on the homepage is always a good idea. Not, you know, you don't want all the underlying stuff like where you went, what you did, but what, you know, what is your philosophy on life? You know, this bit's quite important. Teaches Yoma, infant massage and music and other classes, as she feels called. Feels blessed to work and sort of blah, 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 blah. I'd say that, but not quite in the way in which it's being said. So turn that around into not what she feels, but how feels blessed to work with such beautiful people, helping you clone. So just twist it around in terms of watching clients. No, I'd have to really think about how I would say what I'm trying to say there. Assistant blah, 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 blah. I just bring more of her journey, your journey, Evelyn, out onto the homepage. So almost have on the home, you know, you've got plenty of room for it. Located, you know, even here, you know, photo of Evelyn and a little bit of thing about her. That you. Let's have a look at the social media. It's good following on social media. 1.3k likes and 1.4k followers. 3rd of February. Grand reopening, and then you didn't post much at all. Would be lovely to have seen photos taken on the grand reopening for the celebration. And I'm thinking, sitting here thinking, so what does it look like? I did some work with a beautician. She's a bit more than a beautician. She does sort of like top end work, and she was moving into a new space. So while she was building the new space, we were doing a whole lot of, well, this is the building going on, and then a whole lot of fantastic photos of, you know, as soon as it was open, saying this is what it's going to look like when you come here. And of course we tried to pick up on the photos that had the, you know, great energy that the place was showing, the colors she'd chosen, and of course her you know, her face in a lot of it too. There's just not enough about, because this is a space where you actually go. What am I going to see when I get there? Also, it helps to reinforce, particularly if you've got a shop front. I don't know whether this is a shop front, but photos even outside of the facility. So as you're driving past, oh, I saw that. Oh, so that's the photo I saw on Facebook. Or that's the photo even on the here you don't show what the place looks like. This is a good photo. So is this one. Was this a live event or a in-person event? It's hard to know. Don't forget that sound therapy you can do very effectively via Zoom. This is what I was meaning. We're above the restaurant in Bushnell Basin. This, so yeah, this is, I'd be using this. And ideally an outside photo if you can, unless it's really, really yucky. You're doing really well with your following, and you're not really giving them a huge amount of stuff to actually look at. Always do a call to action here. So you've got on your website, you've got, so that post is particularly about spaces to rent. So you would always send them to this page. Oh, look, there's some wonderful photos inside. Join the ground when clients can. So always send them to that place. People don't want to message here. They don't want to call Evelyn. They want it. They, you know, everything's going online nowadays. Visit our link. This is just an event on Facebook. So you need to rethink your links. So even that's a better photo. Don't forget, and price ranges should be set wrong. Don't forget you can do services as a tab on Facebook. So because you've got the various services, and luckily you've removed all the rubbish tabs, which drive me insane, you can put services up here, because I know you've got all the different services. There's a photo of the sauna. Yeah, it sort of is down there. That's well done. I'd see that, you know, great. That's a great image, and I would like to see that reproduced quite a few times, not just back in, you know, the very beginning of February. You were doing really good. You were doing really good social media around your reopening, but then you seem to have died off. So I'd be curious to know about those 1.4 thousand followers, where they're from. Are they your target clients? This is good. Callie, come here, please. It's interesting to see that you do events outside of the place, so you're obviously not just at the place. I'm back to August, and I've finally seen the first video. So you really died off on your social media. You need to go back at this older stuff and just repurpose it. Is that, I'm trying to work out whether that's where the actual whole place is, or that was just you doing an event somewhere else. Because if that's what the whole place is, then you really need to promote that. This has got good energy about it. Yeah, so we're back to June. 532 followers, 1602. There's a lot. You've got a lot more potential on social media than you're using. Yeah, I know Instagram. You don't like it when I'm not logged in. Some from lead generation. I'm not seeing any sort of lead generation. So how do you want people to stay connected to you? Um, you've got both your existing clients that you want to help them understand the other things that you do, and you also got new clients that you want to come in and get connected. So some sort of lead generation out here, it would be great. Some sort of like handy tips for how to improve your wellness. Just a little PDF style thing as the initial download, and then letting people know twice a month if you can do it, once a month if that's all you can do. What you've got coming up, what classes and events you've got going up. Just keep in front of their minds about who you are and what you do, and sending them through to the book now. So very much need some sort of email program sitting behind all of this. That's probably all I can say for the moment. I'm just sort of thinking Facebook, Instagram, they're your obvious places. I probably would have a Pinterest channel, not for just to the sake of grabbing your name on it. And also, it's so easy to take any of the content you've done for Facebook and Instagram and put it across, like just put it on Pinterest. You don't need to work Pinterest too hard. And we do know with Pinterest that we get a lot of eyeballs off it, particularly in the US. We do here in Australia as well, but the US, you get a lot. And so long as you're putting the links to your website, it will drive eyeballs big time. And of course, you just wouldn't want to see anyone else out there using your name. Maybe YouTube. It sort of depends on how you feel about talking to camera. What is there in the way of videos? Yeah. Well, certainly the sound healing stuff would lend itself to YouTube. $47, that's too long. It was probably live. Okay, that's Christmas. That would go really well on YouTube as a short. That would go well on YouTube as a video. So yeah, I'd be saying go to a YouTube channel and put up the particularly the sound therapy, and maybe even, are you doing any meditation classes? Anything you can do that's about the wellness sphere that they can actually just as free content, and that'll allow them to subscribe to you and know what you do, and of course drive them in. So there's always very much a thing about, okay, so this is what we do, this is how we do it, how did you feel after doing this? Then do you know that you can also get that in you can get that for real in person. That would make quite a good YouTube promotional video. So put it on YouTube and then promote it. There's this thing on YouTube. I don't know whether I have it open. Let me see. So on YouTube, you can actually do a promotions here. I don't currently have anything running, but it's really easy to do, to have a video that you've just made elsewhere on YouTube, and it's a simple way to bypass all of the hassle of doing Google ads, and of course it's doing promotions with video plus text, whereas Google ads are just text. And you get quite good engagement usually. So I've got, like this one is 174,000. This is in Australia. So these numbers are good for Australia. They're not so crash hot for America because you've got a much bigger audience. But, nearly 175,000 impressions, 947 people for a cost of $300. That wasn't a lot of money. And it drove subscribers to the channel. It's a new thing that YouTube's, or probably not new, it's new to me, that YouTube have got that's really worth thinking about, particularly when you do anything that's very video orientated. So your sound therapy sessions, your massage, and possibly, and some of your events, particularly that, what did I see that? The one outside. So as much video as you can take of what you're doing, and then you add captions to it. So the sound bars, this one, the massage, yoga, massage, meditation, and this. All of these three would make really good videos with promotions going to them, for not a lot of money. And you turn those promotions on and off really quickly. Okay, so that's probably all that I can tell you for now. I hope that's been useful. Tomorrow, Tuesday, rhythmfirstaid.com.au, an Australian business. I've got a fair idea what I think that means, but we will find out tomorrow. So generally around about 1 o'clock, unless a client appointment comes up in the meantime. Thank you and have a good week.